Good afternoon, all of you. The chapter which we were reading yesterday, that we will start again. So we were on the chapter Mahabalipuram, and we were learning that this is a historical site actually, and what kind of statues or what kind of historic buildings are made here. That we were learning about that. So many statues are made with a single rope. The ropes are cut into different sculptures, and some ropes are hollowed. Some ropes are completely hollowed, and some caves are made with the help of those ropes, you can say. What kind of how many structures are made here? First one was Arjuna's furnace, that we have learnt about. Then second we have learnt cave temple. Then we learnt about cave temple. Fine. Then we read about Vara cave temple. Yesterday we talked about Vara cave temple. Now we are coming to the next structure we are saying, and that is Mahishasur Mardini cave temple. This is another structure like the Vara cave and belongs to the period of Narsimha Rao Varman II. However, it is more advanced in architectural technique. The main god here is Shiva, seen with Parvati and their son Skanda. The sides of this temple too have beautifully sculptured panels. What is told that this Mahishasur Mardini cave temple, what is shown in that temple directly, you can say it is again a cave temple. Most of the temples which are shown in Mahabalipuram, they are cave temples, means rocks are hollowed. The rocks, these big size rocks were there in that area. Their inner part were hollowed, khali kiya gaya unko. Then so many sculptures with the help of different material, or you can say different kind of stones were made inside those caves. पहले उन बड़ी साइज की रॉक्स को अंदर से खाली किया गया और उनको केव की शेप दिया गया. Then sculptures were made in that area. In this also, this is another structure like the Vara cave. Vara cave was told that it was told in Vara cave that it's when we talk about the entrance of that, big size pillars were there, and they were having carvings also. That big size pillar at the entrance of that temple were having carving also. In this also they say it is like Varaha cave temple, means Mahishasur Mardini cave temple. If we talk about Mahishasur Mardini cave temple, it is also like Varaha cave temple and belongs to the period of Narsim Varman II. It also belongs to Narsim Varman II, the king who was present at that time. However, it is more advanced in architectural technique. However, it looks like Varaha cave temple, but it is more advanced in architectural technique. Means इसकी जो टेक्निक है, जो आर्किटेक्चर यहाँ पर बनाए गए, आर्किटेक्चर इज कॉल्ड, पुराने जो स्कल्पचर्स यहाँ पर बनाए गए हैं, these are more you can say refined. बहुत अच्छे तरीके से उन्हें बनाया गया, बहुत अच्छी टेक्निक से बनाया गया है. The main god here is Shiva, seen with Parvati. Main god which is shown in these sculptures is Shiva, that is shone with Parvati and their son Skanda. Skanda, their son Skanda means शिवजी और पार्वती के जो बेटे बोले जाते हैं स्कंद, that is shown in these sculptures. The side of this temple too have beautifully sculptured panels, and both of the sides of this temple is beautifully sculptured, means on both sides of the temple sculptures are made. Different kinds of sculptures are made in this temple. And another one is the 5 rathas. 5 rathas, it is in another temple. As we walk further down, we can see some monuments close to each other at the south end of the complex. See, as we walk further, in Mahabalipuram, when we cross Mahabalipuram, when we cross Rock Temple, and when we cross Mahishasumardini Rock Cave Temple, then we came to 5 Rathas Temple. Fine. As we walk further down, we can see some monuments close to each other. Some monuments are close to each other. They are made with each other. Means एक ही temple, एक ही monument के पास दूसरा भी, तीसरा भी, fourth भी. Fine. In this way they are made at the south end of the complex. Means these all the monuments are made at the south end. South end पर बने हुए हैं ये. They look like regular temples. However, each is a monolith and hewn out of a single piece of rock. They look like regular temples. They looks like that these are the regular temples as found in our area also. However, each is a monolith. Monolith is called structure carved out of a single rock. Means सारे जो structures हैं एक single rock से कट करके बनाए गए हैं. Each and every structure is made by a single rock, and the hewn is called cut करके बनाना. Fine. The famous ones are called the 5 rathas, or as the local tradition has it, the Panch Pandavas Rath, because they have the shape of rathas or carriages. The famous ones means these are, however, they are saying that there are so many monuments close to each other, but the famous one, बहुत सारे monuments एक दूसरे के पास बने हुए हैं, but the famous one, the most famous ones are 5 rathas one, and as the local tradition has it, the Panch Pandavas Rathas, what they are called, people of that area call them 5 Rathas temple, or you can say Panch Pandavas Rathas. They call them Panch Pandavas Rathas because they have the shape of Raths. Rath की जो shape होती है, that kind of shape these sculptures are having, and और carriages मतलब जो जैसे if you have seen बहुत बड़े बड़े जो रथ निकलते हैं, यात्राएं निकलती है, that kind of shape or that kind of rathas and carriages shape they are having. However, historically they have no connection with the Pandavas brother. They are called, these monuments are called Panch Pandavas Rathas, but there is no connection between Pandavas and these temples. Pandav brother जो थे, if you know Mahabharat story, there were 5 Pandavas brother, as like Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul and Sahdev. Fine, these were 5 Pandavas according in our Mahabharata story. But these temples are called 5 Panch Pandavas Rathas. But they are saying there is no connection between these temples, these monuments which are called 5 Panch Pandavas Rathas, and these. Pandav brothers से इनका कोई relation नहीं है. They are saying maybe they are so called because they are 5 of them. There are 5 of them and each is of a different shape and size. Maybe it is a chance that why these are called Panch Pandavas Rathas. Why they are called Panch Pandavas Rathas? Because they are 5 in number, and that's why the name is given to them. And it may be possible that because they are of different shapes and size, that's why they are called. The life-size stone elephant beside the 5th temple is one of the most perfectly sculptured elephant in India. Strangely enough, none of the monoliths have been completed, and so far there has been no evidence to indicate why the work on these monuments was stopped abruptly. The life-size stone means the big-size stone elephant beside the fifth temple. Beside the fifth temple means जो 5 रथ के शेप के जो टेम्पल बने हुए हैं, those are called Pandav 5 Pandavas Rathas. That last big size जो शेप है, लास्ट बिग साइज जो टेम्पल है, रथ है, उसके साइड में एक एलिफेंट का स्टेचू बना हुआ है. लाइफ साइज स्टोन मीन्स ए बिग साइज स्टोन टेम्पल. Beside that, an elephant shape is made. An elephant sculpture is also made. One of the most perfectly sculptured elephant in India, and that is made in a means it is made wonderfully. बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल स्कल्पचर बना हुआ है. इंडिया का मोस्ट फेमस स्कल्पचर है एलिफेंट का. Strangely enough, none of the monoliths have been completed, and it is very strange that these 5 Rathas temple were made so means 7th or 8th century. But it is really surprising. It is really strange that none of the monolith is called means big size rocks को काटकर जो बनाया जाता है sculpture, that is called monolith. And what is the strange thing about them, that none of the monolith have been completed, कि कोई सा भी monolith complete नहीं है. And so far there has been no evidence to indicate why the work on these monuments was stopped abruptly. And so far they were made in 7th or 8th century. Now we are living in 21st century, but there is no evidence, there is no proof and no idea why the work was stopped abruptly. Means these monuments, they are saying these are not completed. ये जो है, ये none of the monolith have been completed. Means these 5 Rathas temples are made, but these are not completed still. Till today they are not completed, and no evidence is there, no proof is there that why this work was stopped abruptly. Abruptly means immediately. Why the work was stopped? जैसे कि if we are getting made a temple, हम कोई मंदिर बनवा रहे हैं या कोई बिल्डिंग बनवा रहे हैं, do we stop it without any reason? क्या हम इसका बनाना विदाउट एनी रीजन बंद करवा देते हैं?
नो मैम.
No, never. But these were incompleted. These 5 Rathas temple were incompleted. All of them were incompleted, but nobody knows what was the reason for what was the reason to stop that work immediately. Fine. Now, old lighthouse. The monument now known as the Old Lighthouse is situated atop the rock next to the next new lighthouse. During the 8th century, it was a Pallava temple. At some point of time, this temple was damaged, and during the British rule in India, it was used as a lighthouse to guide ships that were near the coast. The ancient sculpture of various forms of Shiva can still be seen on its walls. The monument now known as, now we will talk about Old Lighthouse. After the 5 Rathas temple, we are coming to the next sculpture, and the name of next sculpture is Old Lighthouse. This monument now known as Old Lighthouse, now it is called as Old Lighthouse, and is situated atop the rock next to the new lighthouse. Means this is called the Old Lighthouse, and one new lighthouse is also made, and it is situated atop the rock. Means atop means जो न्यू लाइट हाउस है उसके पास जो ऊपर रॉक पर बना हुआ ओल्ड लाइट हाउस है. Then during the 8th century, it was a Pallavas temple. During the 8th century, in 8th century, it was Pallavas temple. At some point of time, this temple was damaged. At some point of time, in an ancient time, in an old time, this temple was damaged. This temple was broken, And during the British rule in India, it was used as a lighthouse. And when there was British rule in India, it was used as an old lighthouse. Then, to guide ships that were near the coast. Why it was used as lighthouse? To guide the ships. See, earlier the technology was not so, you can say we were not having that much advanced technology in olden times. So, actually what was done? Some lighthouses were made to guide the ships. Ships जो हमारे एक्चुअली सेल कर रहे होते थे सी के अंदर, उनको इतना बड़ा सी होता था कि पानी के अलावा कुछ दिखता ही नहीं था, और कई बार वो क्या होते थे, अपने रास्ते से भटक जाते थे. फाइन. तो लाइट हाउस वगैरह को देखकर उनको अपनी डायरेक्शन का अंदाजा मिलता था कि हम किस डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रहे हैं. सो दिस लाइट हाउस वॉज ऑल्सो मेड टू गाइड द शिप्स that were near the coast, and these lighthouse were made near the coast. Coast means some sea का जो किनारा होता है, that is called coast. The ancient sculpture of various forms of Shiva can still be seen on its walls. Ancient sculptures, the sculptures of Shiva, God Shiva, were made that time, and these sculptures can be seen today also. A narrow passage with modern iron railing goes around the structure and has a superb view of the town and the sea beyond. Old Shiva sculptures are present here till today. And a narrow passage. Later on, a narrow passage मतलब एक बहुत ही पतला सा रास्ता एक बना दिया गया with modern iron railing. मीन्स मॉडर्न टाइम में आयरन की रेलिंग से ऊपर चढ़ने के लिए एक रास्ता बना दिया गया, गोज अराउंड द स्ट्रक्चर दैट टेक्स अस ऑन द हाइट ऑफ दैट लाइट हाउस एंड हैज ए सुपर्ब व्यू ऑफ टाउन. व्हेन वी गो अपसाइड ऑफ दैट लाइट हाउस के चारों तरफ एक आयरन की रेलिंग बना दी गई है जिससे हम ऊपर जाकर देख सकते हैं. एंड व्हेन वी गो अपसाइड, a superb view of town can be seen from the top of that lighthouse. See, as we can see in the structure, as we can see in the picture, you can see these iron railings. Stairs are made to go high up. Fine. These are the iron railings. Here the iron railings are made, and when we go upside, then we can see the view of city. Now we are coming right side of the text. Next is the shore temple. Shore is called, coast को shore भी बोलते हैं. Coast is called समुद्र का किनारा जो होता है, that is called coast also, that is called shore also. What they are telling, we are now at the beach and the shore temple situated on the sands of the Bay of Bengal. The shore temple stands like a magnificent sentinel overlooking the sea. The two-towered, elegantly proportioned, structural temple represents the height of Vallabha's architecture. The towers above the shrines in the temple can be seen from a long distance and are popular landmarks in this town. Most of the sculptures on the walls of this temple are eroded because of the salt-laden wind from the sea blowing constantly against them. We are now, again they crossed that old lighthouse. After crossing old lighthouse, they reached to the next temple, that was shore temple. We are now at the beach. They are saying that now we were at the beach, means at the bank of the seas. सी की जो शोर था उस पर पहुंच गए थे. एंड द शोर टेम्पल, इट वॉज शोर टेम्पल situated on the sands of the Bay of Bengal. This temple was made on the corners, or you can say on the sands of Bay of Bengal. Sands पर बनाया गया है ये temple. and the shore temple stands like a magnificent sentinel overlooking. Sentinel means guard की तरह. Fine. This temple looks like a guard overlooking the sea. Means that is having a look on the sea. Fine. It looks like a guard that it कि हमारा समुद्र में भी, सी के अंदर भी लगातार ये हमारी गार्डशिप कर रहा है, एक तरह से निगरानी कर रहा है. फाइन. दैट काइंड ऑफ मैग्निफिसेंट स्टैचू दिस इज. एंड टू टावर्ड एलिगेंट प्रोपोर्शन स्ट्रक्चरल टेम्पल represents the height of Pallava's architecture. तो structural temple built with rocks and not cut into carved out or a single rock. एक single rock से बनाए गए temples है. देखिए ये means the two towered elegantly proportioned. Elegantly proportioned means इतनी मतलब सुपर लुक है इनका. proportion means एक दूसरे के साइड में बनाए गए. structural temple represent the height of Pallava's architecture. And these shows the height of Pallava's architecture. Means पल्लव लोग जो थे उनकी कितनी हाई लेवल का आर्किटेक्चर था, कितना हाई लेवल का उनका स्कल्पचर मेकिंग आर्ट था उनमें. That kind that is shown by these temples. The towers above the shrines in the temple can be seen from a long distance. The towers which are made, you can say the tomb that is made. tomb मतलब जो ऊपर मंदिर का जो गुंबद होता है, that is called tomb. And above that towers are made. Fine. So in shrines में, shrine means जो main body होता है temple का, main area जो होता है temple का, that is called shrine. और जो towers इनके ऊपर बनाए गए हैं can be seen from a long distance. You can see them from a long distance. You can see these towers and are popular landmarks in this town. Landmarks means the marks which are famous. कुछ ऐसे जैसे in Jaipur, if you talk about famous landmark as like WTP is famous, proper और famous landmark है. Means जो आसपास के एरिया में फेमस हो जाता है. सो दीज आर कॉल्ड मीन्स ये जो टेम्पल्स हैं स्ट्रक्चरल टेम्पल, दे आर फेमस लैंडमार्क्स. मीन्स उस एरिया में बहुत ज्यादा फेमस है. मोस्ट ऑफ द स्कल्पचर्स ऑन द वॉल्स ऑफ दिस टेम्पल आर इरोडेड बिकॉज ऑफ सॉल्ट लेडन विंड फ्रॉम द सी. इरोजन क्या होता है? व्हाट इज इरोजन? जब हवा बहुत तेज चलती है या फिर जब बारिश का पानी बहुत तेजी से बहता है तो अपने साथ मिट्टी और कंकड़ को तोड़ते हुए ले जाता है. दैट इज कॉल्ड इरोजन.
से बहुत ज्यादा गड्ढा हो जाता है.
सो यहाँ पर भी क्या है? वॉल्स ऑफ दिस टेम्पल, दिस टेम्पल, ये जो टेम्पल है हमारा, इसकी जो वॉल्स है ये एक्चुअली कट गई है, इरोडेड कर दी गई है बिकॉज ऑफ सॉल्ट लेडन विंड. बिकॉज जो यहाँ पर जो विंड होती है, बिकॉज नियर अबाउट देयर इज अ सी, और सी का पानी कैसा होता है? सॉल्टी होता है. सॉल्टी होता है. और जो सॉल्ट लेडन, इसलिए जो हवा चलती है वहां पर, जो विंड चलती है, वो भी सॉल्ट से भरी हुई होती है. आपको पता है कि जो ये मुंबई जो एरिया है हमारा, मुंबई, वहां पर हमेशा जो मौसम जो है वो एक थोड़ा नमी वाला रहता है, हमेशा मॉइस्चर वाला रहता है, ह्यूमिडिटी वाला. फाइन. ऐसे ही इस वाले एरिया में when there is a sea near about, तो in that area wind जो है वो भी salty वाली होगी. फाइन. मॉइस्चर वाली होगी, नहीं होगी, ह्यूमिडिटी वाली. सो in this area salt वाली जो विंड होती है, because of those winds, ये जो टेम्पल की जो वॉल्स है वो इरोड हो गई है from the sea blowing constantly against them. बिकॉज जो सी की तरफ से जो विंड्स आती है उनकी वजह से ये जो टेम्पल की जो वॉल्स है वो इरोड हो गई है. फाइन. गॉट इट और नॉट?
यस मैम.
ओके. सो द टाइम फॉर द क्लास इज ओवर. फाइन. स्टिल द चैप्टर इज स्टिल लेफ्ट. वी विल कंटिन्यू दिस चैप्टर इन टुमारोज क्लास. ओके. राइट नाउ वी आर लिविंग. बाय बाय ऑल ऑफ यू.
बाय मैम.